ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Game 4 in our matchup between these two players. They made their way into the TSL3 to the through the TL Opens, and now they have fought their way to the round of 4. This is day 1, our TVT. We've got Empire.Kas, our red Terran, spawning in the south position, and his opponent, Prae.ThorZaIN, the blue Terran, spawning in the east. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that the raffle, it's going to be closing soon, and after the finals is when they're going to announce it. So really, guys, it's not that far away. Get your chances in now. If you've been procrastinating this entire time, go and do it. teamliquid.net/raffle. Tomorrow, chill, I would also remind folks that Weapon of Choice is not going to air at its normal time. We're going to actually air it at 12 p.m. EST so that we can lead right into day 2 of the TSL3.
And DJ, why don't you just tell everyone where they can get more of you, where they can see Weapon of Choice. I believe you've launched your new website, so go ahead and drop it on us.
Yes, I have, guys. So DJWeek.tv, kind of no more. Now everything under the flag and banner of OneMoreGame.tv. Of course, because it's just like every time I'm cheesing with Hotbid, and it should be the time to turn in, I'm like, okay, one more game, dude. One more game, Hotbid, and that's it. I got to watch Cannon Rush one more time. So come on over and check out all the new programmings. We got Inside the Game now going up. We're going to be starting a couple other, new things. So really exciting stuff, and glad to be back with the shows. And Chill and I will see you again for Weapon of Choice tomorrow. Let's get into this matchup, Chill.
Yeah, I'm looking in this series so far. We haven't seen really one player is dominant to the other, and that's really reflected in the updated poll results. We've got 47% now for Kas as he stole back some of his fans from ThorZaIN. Taking a look at the production tab, we can see very similar builds here. Orbitals going up as expected, going to be followed by single marine. Then we're going to see the depots going up thereafter. Both players mining a single gas and out on the map to scout. And there are the depots. Let's take a look at the add-ons. We've got Tech Lab for Kas, and no add-on for ThorZaIN thus far. He's going to get a second marine, so we'll have to watch and see how he follows this up.
Yeah, and that Tech about halfway done. Now, one of the things I did want to talk about here, oh man, this is going to be nasty for Kas. We see that the factory is now going to be going down for ThorZaIN in the area behind the smoke. Not only does it serve as sort of a spotting technique, but you can see how close that is to the eventual third of his opponent. And so I would definitely give, in this map of rotational symmetry, in this spawning position, ThorZaIN having a bit of an advantage here. He's going to go ahead and move this barracks, put up a tech lab, I believe, and yeah, and he'll eventually be switching that out for some other tech. But instantly that has to be looked at as an advantage for ThorZaIN. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and the thing I'm super nervous about is if Kas tries to get into the main base, he sees that he can't and drops a scan. Well, he's probably going to drop the scan between the main base and the ramp, and he's going to see these 3 marines and nothing. And then if he drops a second scan closer to the orbital command, he's also going to see nothing because everything is back here in ThorZaIN's by the smoke. And look at this. I would have expected with that second refinery and the tech lab on the barracks that this would definitely be a Banshee rush, but it's not. Look at the Reaper. Oh my god, the Reaper from Kas is going to sneak up. He's going to go, and he's going to see the Hellion. That is so telling. Hellion is spotted. Let's take a look in Kas's main base. Let's see how he responds. He's getting a factory out, getting a bunker up. That is a perfect response, Kas. So genius.
Yeah, and I bet you that ThorZaIN is kind of like kidding himself, going, yeah, I had those 3 Marines right there. If he had 1 Marine even down a little bit, I think that he could have possibly just used the Marines more as a deterrent, like you don't want to get in here because we'll mess you up. And he did see the Hellion, but he didn't see everything else. So it's one. Oh, wait, he did, didn't he? No, he saw everything outside the smoke, but he had to have known it was coming. So, yeah. Pretty big tell, as we do have the bunker down, 4 Marines inside. SCV's now populating here, and Kas definitely going to have that one base advantage over here.
Money scan.
That is money scan.
Even if Kas didn't know, or excuse me, even if he knew the Hellions were out, he didn't know that it was going to be a drop follow-up. But now he absolutely knows, so he should be able to stop this with full information. However, if you want to roll the dice, Blue Flame Hellions are a fantastic thing to roll those dice with. They can just hit you with that one Blue Flame swipe and completely destroy even the most prepared opponent.
He does have a bunker in his main, or at least building up, so let's see if he's going to put some Marines there. Yeah, he's going to move some Marines over with a tank. So it looks like this is going to get absolutely thwarted. In fact, he gets to follow it a little bit, and they do have blue flames, so let's see what kind of damage they can do. Most SCVs been pulled. Can he do some oh, nice! Supply depot to block these Hellions in. Beautiful job by Kas. He easily takes care of it. Look at all those SCVs that he saved, the ones that were out. I think maybe we lost a couple there in that battle, but a great response, a good scout, and that really came together there for Kas.
That was unbelievable, Wheat. He moved forward. He preemptively pulled all his SCVs. We see so many people focused on bringing back the defending army and controlling it well that they don't pull the SCVs until the Hellions are already there. Kas pulled his SCVs. He had time to put the depot up to try to annoy the Hellions, and then he built another depot down here by the starport to wall that in. These are all small things that come together to make Hellion Harass completely ineffective. Beautiful play by Kas. Now he's going to ride that into a subtle advantage in the mid game.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very nicely done, especially that positioning over here. Now, we do have a drop in the third from ThorZaIN here, and just kind of checking things out. There's a tank, no Marines in the bunker. He could have moved up here and dropped in the back, but I think just unloading and getting him in there as he stims up. And actually no stim, it's about halfway done. Siege almost halfway done. We've got another medevac from ThorZaIN out on the west side of his base, but it's more like a decoy. And if it was a decoy, it might have been a little bit late. Here come those Marines now. That force did not move forward. And is he going to stim up? Immediate reaction coming out by Kas. He takes out one SCV and just moves back. And I think that was smart. He doesn't want to lose that right now.
Yeah, very nice to pull that back. I think it was kind of a strange idea with the fake drop and then bringing in that delayed second drop. Easily thwarted by Kas. And that reaction time was great. And we can see the Vikings going to work on each other. Actually, first shot goes to Kas. So he is going to take out the ThorZaIN Viking, and he's just going to get a little bit more of an advantage. Now, as you said, with the imbalance of the rotational symmetry, where is Kas going to take his third base? The obvious answer, of course, is down here on the lower ground, just east of Kas's natural, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a more forward position, possibly the one closer to the center, or even flying over to the third base of 9 o'clock's third natural.
Yeah, I guess any of those is an option, and once you do get to the point where you can drop down, you know, an absolute ton of missile turrets, and that can also, you know, change things up as well, because you can at least protect that a little bit. Meanwhile, upgrades going down, and this is probably something we'll see different out of ThorZaIN. He doesn't want to lose because he's behind on upgrades.
And actually, while we're speaking of upgrades, I find it surprising that Kas is moving out with 5 tanks without siege mode. That may have been a mistake, because siege mode is not that expensive, and to have 5 tanks moving out in the middle of the map and then begin siege tech, I think that was actually a mistake by Kas. I think he intended to move forward and begin sieging the natural, but is not going to be able to do that. ThorZaIN already has his third up, so that's a little bit of an advantage for ThorZaIN. Kas is taking a hidden expansion. That's very shocking to me, because Kas has map control at this point.
Yeah, you know, I guess off of both of those things, a couple of strange things. You know, we've all done it before, missed an upgrade, sometimes on accident, sometimes just because you're in a battle or dealing with something. But in that case, it's actually going to set Kas back quite a bit, I think. We do have a couple of Vikings moving forward. Does look like he's going to missile turret this front area here, Chill, that is the third. But, you know, maybe Kas just playing a little mind games here, like going, okay, I'm trying to take this third right now really hard while this one's being built over here on the side with that Rich Vesping Geyser as well. But it looks like he's going to move forward this time. He does have siege mode finished, and will he take a good position?
You know, the nice thing about Kas taking this third base is that once you have enough units up, that the harassment on your actual third base is going to end, you can take that as a very, very safe fourth. And look at Kas here driving up, going to siege up and use this medevac to spot, and that is going to suck for ThorZaIN as Kaz begins to rain hot fire down on him from behind the mineral lines. But oh my god, his Marines getting pulled into the siege line of ThorZaIN. All his Marines going down. Huge blunder. And now he only has siege tanks sitting here. And that should be easily cleaned up by ThorZaIN. Kaz would probably do well to unsiege and begin the retreat.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have a few Marines on their way right now. I don't think he realizes this, but the moment he gets vision, he's just going to see siege tanks there. And will he unsiege and go forward? He hasn't moved anything forward in his own base quite yet. And I'm a little surprised. ThorZaIN just decided to stay back a little bit. He's going to give those siege tanks position. I mean, I guess that is a large portion of siege tanks here. And now the Vikings going to move forward, try to do some damage to anything popping out of there. 2 more Vikings will come out. He'll get the Viking numbers and instantly win that one. And he does not want to lose that Viking. He will lose his ability to spot here with anything but that medevac. And it does look like he will lose that chill. And only a few Marines here for Kaz. He really, really needs some additional Marines up in this. He's just now got some SCVs mining out of that secret expansion. But this is such an interesting spot to be holding on to. It's like, you know, how powerful is it to deny your opponent a portion of their base?
Yeah, it's very huge. And Kaz had to drop so many scans. As you said, he lost that Viking and kept dropping scans just to rain down on this factory, which is getting repaired, and did no permanent damage there. So he's lost some economy, and we can see it's starting to pay a price in terms of supplies. 161 for ThorZaIN, 128 for Kaz. What Kaz has done now, I really like, is pull the units back and not just allow them to get sandwiched. Taking a look, SCV count, very similar. Tank count reaching double digits for both players. But the advantage for ThorZaIN is in the Marine count. 48 versus 30. He's got a bit of a drop swinging around. Let's see where ThorZaIN takes us.
Yeah, and of course, ThorZaIN does have 1-1. We're going to watch that drop. It's in the far corner, moving into the base. Looks like he might go in for the third right there. SCV will spot it, but are there any units around? There's a small little attack force that'll move into position right here. Marines move forward. SCV taking out, constructing the gas. SCV taking out, constructing the command center, and now moving forward. They're actually going for the SCV. And I didn't get a chance to see if that was actually canceled or not, but he did manage to take that out. Now, I want to just take a look at that expansion over there, dropping only mules at that fourth base of his. Well, he's got the third going up. I guess the almost fourth base is the fourth actually going up at his third. So figure that riddle out, you'll get it all.
This is starting to be a really interesting situation as Kaz siege is up. Gonna hit those Marines, gonna get fired back, and now losing the Zelnaga tower. ThorZaIN is gonna be able to rain down on those Marines. But, you know, it's a very complex situation because Kaz wants to limit the mobility of ThorZaIN. He wants to constrict around and isolate all paths out of ThorZaIN's main base. However, as he spreads himself thinner, every position becomes weaker. So we can see at the eastern side by the Zelnaga watchtower, there's only 4 tanks now, a lot of reinforcements coming there. But ThorZaIN has to choose. Is he going to break out western, or is he going to break out in the southern direction? And he's going to have to drive through. I don't think he can do this with just mass drops. And Kaz is starting to get a beautiful position here, Weed.
Yeah, I mean, he is. And you know, ThorZaIN, he's got a nice position himself. Like, I feel like he has a better retreat route. I'm just wondering if Kaz, is he spreading himself out too much? You know, and we'll see. Hold on, we got another drop coming in. A huge amount of Marines making its way into the third base. My goodness. Meanwhile, we've got Kaz going to reinforce his third. There is a fourth going down for ThorZaIN. There is only a siege tank and a handful of Marines, and this was just a perfect timing here. I think that Kaz is going to have to attack through the middle. He has not made any moves quite yet, but there's a lot of damage being done here by Thor. Oh my God! Wow, not even getting an opportunity to attack in. He lost to the third, the natural, and oh my goodness, he didn't even get a chance, dude, to use that middle. Like,
do you think that was over, Wheat? I don't think that was over.
Dude, he had the secret expansion. Okay, hold on. I still got the unit. Let's just look at the unit tab real quick. It was 7. So ThorZaIN had 2 extra siege tanks. They were equal on Marines, even though it didn't seem like it. I think that ThorZaIN just had his more. And actually, Kaz had a Thor out as well. but he was down to 46 SCVs. He only had 2 medevacs and was definitely behind just a little bit on the upgrades. So I guess the question is yeah, I don't know.
He was sieging the 4th, so that's going to go down for ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN's main is almost mined out. His natural, yeah, he's got some patches that are at about 750, but the majority of them are under 500. And his 3rd is well and away, but he has no easy 4th to take. Once this drop gets cleaned up, Kaz lost his natural command center, but once the drop gets cleaned up by Kaz and he puts up a lot of turrets around the 3rd, how much value do you put into controlling the middle? And in TVT, I put a lot of value into that. So I don't know. ThorZaIN was winning, but I don't think it was over.
This is exactly the kind of scenario where I wish that there was this ability in replay where like you and I could load up this replay and then just start playing it for that position and be like, okay, I'm playing ThorZaIN this time. We'll see. Or I'm playing Kaz. We'll find out if we can win. And I don't know. I mean, I'm even looking at the mineral patches, and he had quite a bit left over there. He had a ton of energy still on 2 orbitals. Could have, dropped crazy mules. Was getting rid of that 3rd. He was mined out in his main barely. I don't know. I think that is going to be one of those games that people are going to be debating about because it looks a lot closer. 1-1. He's at 1-0-0-1. Siege tanks are the same on upgrades. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Wow. I think, yeah, you have to say ThorZaIN was winning. Obviously, he just crushed 2 potential expansions of Kaz.
But was it over? Right.
Was it over?
Was it over? That's the question.
I guess we'll never know. It was over enough in the sense that he said GG, and I guess at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
For all the StarCraft 2 lawyers out there that are going to be taking this case to the forums, I will say that there are only 11 Marines that are on their way to take out this little force from ThorZaIN, and he actually has 20 Marines and 3 medevacs. So, I don't know. I guess he did have a siege tank popping out there, 2 siege tanks in the main. God, that's a hard one to call. I think maybe that was a preemptive GG, man.
And I can also see it from Kaz's perspective. Momentum plays a little bit of a factor when you GG. ThorZaIN just got his 4th up. Yes, you're sieging it, but you feel like, wow, he's just got his 4th up. I just lost 2 bases, and he's going to come attack my main. It's over. But it's one of those things where when you're sitting in the lofty observer tower and you can see all and click all, things look a little closer. Right.
And you don't know, is anything coming after that? Is there another drop just on its way? A little rough there. So, unfortunately, that has had a massive effect on the polls.
Right.
Chill. Kaz dropping back down to 27%. ThorZaIN popping up to 73. So, you talked about momentum. And sometimes, we've all seen that funny gif of, a guy with 5 hallucinated Colossus and the other guy's like, frowny face GG. And sometimes all you got to do is make your opponent think you're winning in order to win. But he couldn't count the units, and unfortunately, Kaz made the decision to go ahead and jettison himself out. Unfortunately, that was kind of like hitting a brick wall and going through the windshield of a car. So we are going to be going into game number 5 on GSL Crevasse. Are you ready, sir? This is potentially a game point for ThorZaIN right here. Kaz, this is the match where he has to win in order to keep that life support on board. No one wants him to pull it. Can he do it? Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, round of 4 continues here for the TSL3. Empire.Kas, can he stay alive? Or will Prae.ThorZaIN be able to drive the stake into the heart of Kaz and move on to the finals? We'll find out in game number 5 after this.